All right, welcome back, everyone, to episode 16 of a jam-packed February of the Rally Report podcast. Was I a little peer pressured to have today's guest on? Maybe, but no, I'm real excited to have him join us today. He's been on high demand of many of my listeners, and with college nationals coming up, I thought it'd be a perfect time to both interview him and do a little preview and prediction with the expert himself. Coming all the way from Colombia, and I'd say he's got the best top spin in the game right now. But welcome, Matias Knudsen. What's up, dude? How are you?
Pretty good. Thanks so much for having me here in the podcast. I'm excited.
So you guys had a pretty big weekend, right? You guys had the Mid-Atlantic Championships this weekend? Did I get that right?
Yeah, we had the Mid-Atlantics this weekend and didn't really go our way. It was kind of a tough weekend. Yeah. We had a couple of results that just we weren't expecting, but I mean, we still got second place, which is fine, and the girls won, so it's overall decent weekend for Drexel. But
yeah. Going into your match, so in the final was you guys versus UVA.
Yeah.
So you've had some success against Omar in the past. Tell us a little bit about this match on Sunday. How'd that go?
I came into this match just thinking something completely different. Like my match when I played Omar and Drexel went my way. Like everything was going my way. My shots were coming in. I just had a clear game plan and everything. And then this match was just the complete opposite. Like the court was very different. Omar was in a really different mindset and everything. And he just surprised me. And I couldn't figure out what to do. Like I wasn't hurt. I wasn't nothing was hurting. He just outplayed me.
You mentioned about the court situation. What was different about the court that you guys played on this weekend?
So this court was really dead. The court we played at in FNM. It was kind of cold. Ball wasn't as bouncy. And that definitely favored his game because he hit such good lines all the time that I couldn't really find a good rhythm. Whereas in Drexel, the ball's a little bouncier, and I obviously know how to play in Drexel way more. I played there every day, and I love those courts. So that definitely favors me. But yeah, this weekend he just brought his A game, and I wasn't ready for it. So props to him for a good match.
Wait, so over at Drexel, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Spectre Center isn't a partnership with Drexel, or it is?
So I think it is, but we can't. There's some rule or some law that says that after a big deal like this, the school can't benefit from it for 3 years, something like that. So we're not allowed to play there as a team. It's actually quite weird. We're not too aware of it, but yeah, we don't play there at all. That's not our venue. That we don't train there. We have nothing to do with it. Some of us work there. I worked there as a coach part-time. But when it comes to playing or training, we have nothing to do with that place.
The hell? That's so odd. It's wasn't the major donor the Drexel president?
Yeah, major donor. And then a couple of the biggest donors were really involved with Drexel. We just, for some reason, can't benefit from it. There's something about it with the law and everything. And also, we have our own courts, So, we still it's not that we need it, but it would also be.
It would be nice to have.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Spectre Center as a venue, but I mean, we all
after 3 years, you guys can play there.
I'm not too sure about the law. I might be just saying a random date.
You're graduating this year, right?
I'm graduating my undergrad, but I'm staying for one more year. I'm doing a master's program.
And you're eligible to play another year?
Yes, because we had the redshirt for COVID season, so I'm coming back for one more year of college. So we'll see.
Damn, that's exciting. That is exciting. That's exciting news. I thought you were graduating this year, but going back to the UVA match, so you guys are probably going to play them again for nationals, right?
Probably. It all depends on the ranking because we're not sure where we're going to be seated. Hopefully, still top 8 because we beat them once. So I don't really know how the algorithm works, but I think we're seeded to play someone like Yale or Trinity, between 3 and 6 for our first match. But it all depends because the next weekend's big. We play Cornell there's a big match. We have Princeton on Wednesday. That's also a huge match. So I think we can't have many expectations yet. We just gotta perform for this last match.
Oh, so you guys are in a tough spot right now with the cut line of Division. Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
This must be some serious stuff. Yeah.
We had a tough result against Colombia last year in the last match. We lost. I personally think we shouldn't have lost, but I mean, it just didn't go our way. So we've been trying to build up from that, and it actually went quite well. Against Harvard, we all had great matches. Against Virginia, the first time we all had great matches. So this weekend was kind of like a step back on it, but I think we're gonna come back stronger, and hopefully for the nationals, we're gonna all of us bring a great game.
Yeah, and you feel good right now? How are you feeling?
I feel awesome. Like I've been training a lot.
Yeah.
Like apart from this weekend was a tough loss, obviously, but like
Yeah.
I like obviously it's eventually it's gonna happen, and like I know Omar played really well, so I can't really be mad about it. It's all about the matches that come up, and then I had really good matches. Like when I played Ali, when I played Marwan, like it didn't really go my way, but it was like such close matches, such like long and like competitive matches. But again, like I can't really be mad because I'm like really happy with how I played and could have done my way some other day. So.
Yeah, and we will go into those two matches. So those were crazy 5-gamers. Speaking on the lines, do you feel that you're having the best season of your career so far, squash-wise?
I mean, squash-wise, probably with the level of squash I'm playing, yes. The best squash season of my career, probably not, because it's kind of tough to top last season because I wasn't defeated until I got hurt. So, I mean, I couldn't really finish that season, but I was playing really well then. But I do think my squash right now has evolved way more. And I also think my rivals have also evolved a lot. Like I think college squash right now is crazy. Like the level,
it's unbelievable.
It's crazy. So, but it's exciting because most of us are pretty close to each other, and we all want to go on tour. So hopefully we'll see each other on tour pretty soon.
Yeah. Well, like I wanted to talk about that because can't forget your Pan Am success recent. You got the gold in the doubles, silver in both individuals and teams, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
So you must have been coming off kind of a high right now with those results.
Those results were huge. Like, we were looking up for that event for a while because that's actually the most important event for the Colombian Squash Federation. Because since we don't have Olympics in squash, I believe the two biggest tournaments for like countries are Commonwealth and Pan Ams. We're not part of Commonwealth, but for Pan Ams for us is huge. And this was the first time that we had junior Pan Ams, which was under 23, which was absolutely beautiful because I'm 22. So that worked out.
Right on the cut line.
Exactly, right on the cut line. So I qualified. I didn't even have to play a qualifying tournament for Colombia because like I was ranked number 1. And then I got seeded in the event number 2, which I got. So I think it was pretty accurate seeding.
But then it'd be outrageous, first of all, for Colombia to not pick you up for this massive event.
Yeah, and for the doubles was definitely the highest achievement we got. Like I played with a guy that's 15 years old.
Crazy thing is, I think he's going to my high school right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think he's going to Tabor.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I saw it on my Instagram for like my high school squash, and I was like, "Wait, what? What's going on?"
He's extremely talented. He's like a little brother to me, and I've known him since he was born, pretty much. And he's playing at a great level. Like he just won US Junior Open, so obviously. Like,
you think he's next in line after you?
100%.
The grade,
100%. Like he's already there. Like he played Pan Ams and he got top 8 at 15 years old. Those are like incredible achievements, and the way he handles pressure, like not only with the Pan Ams because we had the doubles, and obviously I was like they were picking on him because he's way younger, and he stood up as if he was older than me. Like most of the matches they were picking on him until they realized they couldn't because he was too good, so they had to start mixing it up, and I took advantage of it because they gave me a free shot. I'll take it. I think that was part of our success because they were like most of our opponents were kind of just lost on like where to play because the game of doubles is very different. You use the middle a lot. It's softball doubles, so you use the middle a lot, the super low tin and everything. But we happened to win it, and it was insane. And then he went on to win the US Junior, so he's definitely having himself a time as well.
One to watch. Yeah. Are you kind of recruiting him for the future for Drexel?
100%. 100%. I've been talking to him about it, but I know a lot of coaches are going to be around very soon. So I mean, I just wish like the best for him. Honestly, as he said, like he's like my little brother, and I just want him to be part of the Colombian national team because if he's there, I know we're going to do good. So. As long as he keeps playing and he keeps improving like he is, we're going to have an insane team in a couple of years. So
that's exciting. That is exciting. Now, also going into what you mentioned before about your matches against Abou and Marwan Tarek, dude, let's talk us through those two matches in part because I think that was on the radar of a lot of people. And just talk us through what was going through your head before the match and during and after.
So for Ali, I've played so many times against Ali, and we're actually very close. So we both know each other's game perfectly, pretty much. Like we know exactly what the other one's doing. And we've had practice matches, we've had college matches. Like we've had every possible result. Like he's beaten me in 3, 4, 5. I've beaten him in 3, 4, 5, and like practice matches and real matches. So like you can't really predict what's going on.
Yeah.
But it was just brutal. Like the conditions, like the court was super fast. We played at Penn, so it's a glass court and everything.
Yeah.
So it was definitely more like a faster pace. And at the beginning, he just crushed me. Like at the beginning, I had no idea what was going on. Like he was just playing at such a fast pace, I couldn't like find myself into the match. Then the third game, I kind of came back, just fired myself up. I knew I could like obviously like have a like win, or at least have like a better performance. You know, I knew that wasn't over for me. I'm pretty sure it was 9-all. He had a match point. I saved it. Then he came back to win the game. And then as soon as I won the game, I knew I was going to win the next one. I knew I was like fired up. I knew I had the momentum with me, so I was just going in for it, and it actually worked out. And then fifth game, it was pretty much a coin toss. I knew what he was going to do. He knew what I was going to do. And then he came up victorious. He played the better shots at the right time. I just remember, I think the game was, I can't remember exactly, but it was like 6-all, 7-6, something like that, around like 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
And we had a rally that was just absolutely brutal. We both covered the entire court like 17 times. And at the end, like we finished the rally. I lost the rally. And I literally had to like bend over and just like breathe for like a considerable amount of time. And he looked at me, and I know that fired him up so much. I saw him looking at me, and I was like, this is not good that he sees me like this. Obviously, I kept running, I kept fighting, but it was just tough. And he takes really good advantage of those situations. Like when he sees people are like kind of tired or something, he's really good at keeping the pace up and like making you suffer more and more. And that's how he just at the end he just crushed me. I couldn't even breathe.
Evil guy over there.
Yeah, and then the last point was actually kind of underwhelming because it was like a long point and everything, and then he had like a volley that popped out a little bit, but I couldn't really see because he was right in front of him, and I like mildly bumped into him, nothing crazy, just like mildly, but I lost track of the ball, and I mishit it, and it didn't reach the front wall, so it was just such a bad way to end it. But I mean, it was still a pretty sick match. Like everyone in the Penn Center was watching. Like all the matches was over. This was the last one, so it was definitely a good environment. And,
I think that one I did catch live, which was awesome to see.
Yeah, and there was a lot of people, so it was a good time. Like I love matches like that.
Do you like the glass court?
I love the glass court.
You like it better than traditional?
It depends. Like glass court with a low tin is ideal. But unfortunately, we don't have the low tin in college. Yeah. You know, I love attacking the ball. I love like coming up with like, shots and everything. So obviously, the low tin favors me. But it really depends on the court. Sometimes it's more about the like temperature of the court itself that benefits me or not. Because if it's like a super cold court, like we played in F&M, or like the one at Yale, I struggled a lot. But if it's kind of like a hotter glass court that the ball sticks tight and everything, I absolutely love.
Yeah. All right, now let's get into the Marwan match. I did have him on. I don't know if you saw it, but he was describing it a little.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
How crazy it was.
The Marwan it was ridiculously tiring. I mean, it was just a different match because Ali's match was obviously just as tiring, but Marwan was different because it was the first time I ever like played against him. We've been friends since juniors. I know he was World Junior Champion. He's won it all. So I was obviously like looking up for that match because I really wanted to test myself against him.
Were you confident going in? You were confident going in?
I was confident that I could, like, obviously I didn't go in saying I'm going to win, you know, like obviously I was like focused that I knew I could like have a really good performance. And if everything went right, I could get really close, you know. I just didn't have like a point where I could like say, oh, maybe if I do this, if I do that, it will work, because I had never like actually played him. I just seen him like play everywhere. But it was kind of an up and down kind of match. The first game, I can't remember how. I think he won the first game, then I won the second, then he won the third, then I won the fourth, I think. I'm not sure. But it was just like ups and downs. Like he would go on a run, then I would go on a run. Then obviously he never saw me play, so I could like manage to trick him a little bit for some points. But then I tried to do it again, and he read it like a book, and then he started making me do the work. But then at the end of the day, it was the same situation. It was 2-all, and this was actually like interesting because I started up, I think 2-0, 3-1, something like that. And at that moment, I was like, I'm not losing. Like I felt so fired up. I was like super like, just like, yeah, like fired up, you know, like those moments where you just catch some momentum. And then he just played a point that was absolutely perfect. Like he just outplayed me, and I was like, oh, damn, all right, back to it. Like this is not good. This is not gonna be quick, you know. Like so we kept going and going and going, and then I think he went up to 10-8. Then they came back 10-all. It was at that point. It was just brutal. I really, really wanted to win. Obviously, it was going to be a big win no matter what. But it was still like just for the match. I was that close. I obviously wanted to win.
Yeah.
Then I remember this because it was absolutely heartbreaking. It was 10-all. It was super long point, and I managed to trick him with a cross grip drop. There's one I just like faked it the straight drop, and then just crossed it. And then he committed to go to the straight drop, so I know I have him. And I hit the 10. And I almost just... I could not believe I hit the 10 in that situation. I was like, there's no way I just did that.
And you were aware he was going the... You had everything set up.
But he's so fast, like he might have gotten it, but I was just so set up to win the point. Even if he got it, I was set up to like make him do like much more, like most of the work. And then after that, another long point. And then I put the ball in the middle after a tough point. He hits a perfect drive, like perfect. And then on the way back, like I'm going, and I was feeling speedy that match. So I was just like, I'm getting it no matter what. And I was going back, and he like kind of like moves in my way. So I bump into him, and I bump super like loudly to try making as big of a lead as I can.
Of course.
And then I actually get a lead of it, and he just could not believe it. I'm like, that was a close call, you know. Like I definitely, obviously, I'm gonna think it's a lead, but like I think a lot of referees would have said something different.
You guys had a pro ref for that one, or
no, it was just being refed by Victor and Lucas.
Got it.
So yeah, I got a lead for that one, and then the last point, he just outplayed me. Yep. He just worked me around the court. I left it in the middle. And he just won it. I couldn't do anything about it. I couldn't even contest the shot. I was like just so far from it. And then at that point, that's when that picture was posting Screams came, where I was so exhausted. I just took my shirt, and he was so exhausted he just went on his knees. And then that's the picture where I'm just like staring with no shirt, and he just in his knees.
That was hilarious. Out of context, that just made no sense, and I like.
Out of context, it makes no sense, but. But yeah, and I just walked out of there, and I could barely walk. I was just like limping everywhere.
So the two questions I have is, for matches like that, is it usually Lucas who coaches you, or does
it really depends? Because it's changed a lot. Like my freshman year, John would definitely coach me most of the time. Then sophomore year, Dylan Cunningham came. He would coach me some other times. But then I feel like they've given me a lot of confidence, where they just trust that I know what I should do, even if I'm losing. So I don't have them like, usually I see them like watching other like different courts, and the one who coaches me is Lucas, and Lucas knows me perfectly, so he knows exactly what to tell me, exactly like what I should do. So it's usually Lucas nowadays, which actually like helps a lot, because he knows me so well.
And then the second thing is, how long does it take for you to recover for a match like that?
It really depends. Like I've had brutal matches where I've never been that good at like stretching after my matches, but lately I've been pushing it, because obviously the matches just get more brutal and more brutal. Yeah. But usually like the day after, I'm just incredibly sore, and then the day after I can just start training again properly without like dying. But I've been like. It actually makes me really happy, because nowadays like I have those tough matches, and then I'm not feeling as bad the day after. I remember I think it was my freshman or sophomore year when I played Ali in Drexel, when I beat him in 3. It was an hour and like 10-minute match in 3. The next day I couldn't move. Like I could barely talk. It was crazy. I would move and everything would hurt. I would cramp everything. So it actually like makes me happy that I've worked hard. So now I'm like my recovery process is way better. So
got it. And you're stretching, which I'm sure is helping a lot.
And I'm actually kind of stretching now. So
kind of stretching.
Yeah, definitely. That definitely helps.
Yeah. Well, I do want to mention, because I feel that we've only gone over matches that you lost today. Guys, he wins like 99% of his matches, and it just happens to be that we're going over the 2 matches that he lost in 5. But yeah, I just wanted to put it out there before the listeners are like, "Wait, does Matias just lose all his matches?" But let's go over with College Squash Nationals coming up. I thought it'd be pretty cool to talk to you about it and who you think is going to win it, and if you think, do you see any upsets happening for the top 2 seeds of Harvard and Penn?
I mean, I think right now Penn is incredibly tough to beat. They have such a deep team. They have obviously Andrew at number 1. Like they have people at every single position that they're like extremely hard to beat. That makes it the team extremely tough.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I see the team that impressed me the most was Yale when we played them, because obviously they changed their roster a lot. They got a new freshman and everything, and they're tough.
They're deep as fuck, right?
Yeah, they're very deep, and they're tough. They're not only deep, but like their players are tough, and it's tough to like see that from freshmen. Obviously, freshman people usually like struggle a little bit with the like adapting to college squash. It's a team environment and everything. But their team was actually like extremely tough, and I was very impressed by it. But I do believe like what?
No, go ahead.
Oh no, I do believe that the upset's can happen, and like with the level of players that they're in college right now, like I believe some colleges can pull out of like upsets. Obviously I'm extremely biased, but I think our team, if we put it together, we can cause some damage in that tournament. So
yeah.
So yeah, but I also think about like most of the teams in the top 8, like the amount of good players is just ridiculous,
Mm.
So you catch people in off days or something, and anything can happen.
That'd be yeah. So if you were to pick, who would you pick to win it all for this year?
My pick would probably be Penn.
I think it'd be Penn.
I want to say Drexel, but if I had to pick, obviously, like...
I mean, there is a right answer to say Drexel, but...
Exactly. It's always the right answer to say Drexel, because I truly believe we can. But I believe on paper, after the results they've been showing, I think Penn is looking the strongest right now.
That is an interesting... Yeah. Well, I think it's going to be incredibly fun to watch, especially this year. In previous years, it's really been about Harvard running away with it. But... we got really deep, tough teams, as you mentioned, about Yale. I don't think Princeton should be counted out as well. Obviously, you guys, Colombia, it's just incredible,
like
the level.
Trinity, we haven't actually played Trinity, and we haven't played Princeton. We're playing Princeton this Wednesday, so we're just going to see what happens. But I know how tough they're going to be as well. Like on paper, their rosters are insane. So, just got to see who shows up in that day, and hopefully we win.
Yeah. And another thing is, I have to ask, because squash is ultimately an individual sport. Is the individual championship something you're eyeing this year as well? How are you feeling about that tournament?
Obviously, it's in Philly. It's probably going to be in the Spectre Center, if I'm not wrong. So obviously, I'm like
the supposed Drexel Center.
Yeah, supposedly the Drexel Center, but not our courts. But it's I'm definitely looking forward for it. I think with the way I've been playing, obviously I've had the All-American status twice already, so I think I'm definitely going to be like considered in the A draw. Hopefully.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
I'm not sure, but
it'd be a crime not to put you in that draw. But
hopefully, but I think in the top 16, anything can happen, and I feel confident. I've been playing well. I've been training a lot, so I'm just looking forward to it.
Got it. And switching a little bit back, I don't want to make this a life interview, but I have to ask you because of your unique background. And we really don't see many Colombian squash players in the CSA. I think that's about to change. But tell us a little bit of the backstory of how you transitioned to the U.S. after a successful junior career. Like, how did that all come about? Or was that already planned?
It was. I knew I wanted to come to the U.S. I was very young, because I had a couple of role models that came before me. I had Juan Camilo Vargas, who is currently, I think, top 70, top 80 around.
Yeah.
He went to Trinity, and obviously he was like one of my role models when I was like 12, 13. He was junior champion in Colombia. I would look up to him. Then Catalina Pelaez, who's currently injured, but she's also on the Pro Tour. She also went to Trinity. So there was a decent amount of people that like came out of Colombia to like pursue an education and some a pro career. So I was always driven that I knew what I wanted to do. I was actually talking to Trinity for a while. And then this was for like, I talked to Trinity for like a good 7 or 8 months while I was taking TOEFL, the SAT. At the end of the day, don't even remind me about it.
Nightmares.
But at the end of the day, it just didn't work out with Trinity. And
Was it something that had to do with what you didn't like about the school, or just things?
No. Just things I didn't get accepted. I didn't get in, and then I was like kind of lost because I thought it was like pretty like for sure, you know. I was also like kind of naive about the process because I was like, there's no way I'm just going, you know, like
there's no way I'm not getting into Trinity.
Yeah. I'm committed. Like I'm everything. Like, I'm talking to the coach. Everything. I was super naive about it. I just took it for granted, you know. And then life came back at me and hit me. And they were like, no, you're not going to Trinity. And then I started freaking out. I had a really tough month with my family because I had graduated. I was moving to Denmark for citizenship reasons. I have a Danish passport, but I'm from Colombia, born and raised in Colombia. And both my parents are born and raised in Colombia.
Did get an Instagram question about something on the line, so I got super confused, but we'll get into this later.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
So I was actually very nervous. And this was right before the Canadian and the US Junior Open. So I was having a tough time with my parents. We were all stressed. We were like over stressing about it because none of us expected that this could just go wrong out of nowhere. Because we talked for so long, and then it happened. Then I was kind of lost, and then I went to Canadian Junior Open and actually won it, which was huge. It was like huge confidence.
Needed, yeah.
Like I got in the tournament actually as a number 1 seed. And fun fact, number 2 seed of the event was my current roommate and brother, Noel Heaton, who I didn't know at the time, but we would look at each other's matches all the time, just trying to scout how each other play. And we ended up meeting here in Drexel and becoming roommates for 4 years now.
So at that time, was he planning to go to Drexel that year?
I wasn't sure at the moment. Now I know, but at that moment I had no idea. I knew who he was because of draws, and I'm a huge squash fan, so I love draws.
You got to know the draw, then. Yeah, you got to research
any tournament. You give me a whatever, Romanian Junior Open, I'll give you the draw. You know, which I actually played. I did play the Romanian Junior Open, but I'm just a huge squash fan, so obviously I'll know the draw, and he was there in the draw. I actually ended up playing another guy from New Zealand, who's a good friend, Luamba, in the final. And then after that, obviously, it was a huge confidence boost. I went to the US, did the Junior Open, pretty confident. I won my first 3 rounds, and then everything happened in my round 16. I was playing Cole Becker, who was ranked number 1 junior at the time.
Yeah.
And I actually saw John White right outside of my court.
He was watching you.
Yeah, I was not freaking out, but kind of freaking out. You know, I knew John White. You know, John White. So I didn't let it get into my head too much. I wanted to win. I actually won 17-15 in the 5th.
Holy shit! Wow.
So yeah, it was crazy. And then right after the match, I won. I was super happy. I got into quarters, and then I come out and he's like, "Hey mate, how's it going? I'm John White." I'm like, I'm pretty.
I know you are.
Sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you are. But how's it going? And he's like, I would just want to explore the possibilities of you just starting to talk to Drexel. What year are you on? So I just told him I just graduated, which is perfect because the coaches have some rules that they can't talk to people from 9th grade to 11th or something like that.
Yeah.
So it actually worked out well. We talked and everything, and I was basically. I was just sign me. I'm in.
Wait, so you didn't play hard to get at all? You were you're gonna have to.
Not at all. I was yes, straight away.
Just sign me up, please.
Yes,
take me.
I also there's one of my friends, not that close friends, but like I knew her because she came to Drexel for squash. Maria Alejandra Diagama is her name. She was under 19s when I was under 11s. So I obviously knew her, and I knew she came here. So as soon as I told my parents, hey, I met the Drexel coach, obviously they were interested because they knew about this girl that came here. And then right after that, I started doing research. I didn't tell John I was committed. Of course, I was obviously like kind of intrigued about the process because it was such a different process than Trinity. And then they were like, yeah, just send me the application. You can do this, you can do that. We can review the scholarship and all that. And then obviously my parents were like very happy about it. I was very happy about it. And then we started through the process. I already had the SATs and the TOEFL, so everything was like set up. And then it took like 1 or 2 months for me to commit. And then I just committed. I actually received the letter of acceptance while I was in Denmark.
That's amazing, man. That's so amazing.
I do
something that could have been a huge disaster for you, and you must have been going through a life crisis with.
I know it was. I do believe stuff happens for a reason. I don't know what reason, but a reason. And then I happened to meet like brothers like I have here, like Philip, Noel, and Sean, my roommates from the team. Like they're literally like brothers, and we've been living together for 4 years. So I do believe stuff happens for a reason, but I'm just happy that it turned out the way it turned out, and now I'm just enjoying life, enjoying my squash, and
Do you feel like you put an extra gear on it when you guys play Trinity?
When I played Trinity, it was weird because I've actually only played it once.
Oh, okay.
Because my first year I just went there, I actually lost. I was devastated, but our team didn't do that good, so we weren't even close to winning. But I was just devastated because I like really didn't want to lose. I like never want to lose.
This is the one school I fucking want.
But I never want to lose. But that match I didn't want to lose. And then the year after I was injured, and the year after I was COVID, and then this year they had COVID while we had a scheduled match, so we didn't play. So I've actually only played them once in 3 years.
Wow, that's crazy! Wow, yeah, you would think that you guys play every year, but
not at all. But and then after that, I just in the U.S. Open, I lost to Ali Hussein. Classic Matias against Egyptian scenario. I lost in 5. So another brutal match, another hour and something match. It was insane. Super good match, and we actually became good friends after that match. And then after that, I was just focused on just committing to Drexel. And then it turned out well. So here I am.
Fuck yeah. Now then, I guess good transition to asking you about your plans for the future. So you're going to graduate school in Drexel?
Yes, I'm going to do an MBA program.
Wow.
I got offered another year to play in the team, and I believe it's 100% worth it. You know, I would love to spend this year like playing pro. I've wanted to play pro since I was 11 years old. I know I want to play pro, but it's just an opportunity I just can't pass. You know, I like studying. I like Drexel. Like obviously I like squash more than studying, but still, you know, like it's an MBA and everything. So
MBA is
exactly, and I love coaches. I love the team, everything. So I'm extremely happy I got the chance, and I'm also happier that all my roommates are staying for a 5th year as well. They're not doing an MBA.
Really?
They're not doing an MBA, but they're doing a 5th year in Drexel, so they're doing another internship.
Way to go for you guys to really take away opportunities for the freshmen coming in next year. Just hoarding that Drexel squash team.
It's actually huge.
Not leaving
to stay, so we're not leaving. Not quite yet.
Never leaving. Wait, so after the MBA program, you're going pro, right?
100%. Yeah.
Okay, because I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure before going into this interview if you were going
definitely.
pro.
I'm like, it's not that I have a set goal in mind. You know, it's not that I just want to like show like the best version of myself out there. I know like I've had good results that are good enough for me to like try compete in the pro level. I've always like dreamed about playing the platinums. So I actually think I do have a goal, and it would be playing platinums. It doesn't like really matter about the ranking. The ranking would talk for itself. It's just playing at the highest level, which is the platinums. That would be my ultimate dream. And I do believe I can do it if I work hard enough. So we'll see about it. But I also don't want to I also got like a degree for a reason. I like finance. I like So I'm just not too sure what that's going to bring for me, but that's the main reason why I got it, just to have a different option in case, like, I don't know, God forbid an injury
Never hurts
happens,
to,
or
yeah.
exactly, like, so
Fingers crossed.
that's why I'm trying to combine both. But yeah, I'm 100% committed to go to playing pro, and that's why last year I started, just to build up like a decent ranking for me to get into some tournaments as soon as I'm out of here.
Yeah. Where would you be based after?
That's a great question. I have no idea.
Selfishly speaking, where would you want to be based?
I mean, the US, I mean, here in Philly, I love Philadelphia so much.
Yeah.
It's also tough with the visa. Like, there's a lot into it, so I don't know if I'll get the visa. I don't know all that, but I would like to stay in Philadelphia. I would like to be in Spain. I think Spain works really well for me. In Barcelona with Victor, it's always worked really well for me, and I think it gives my game what it needs.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't really like thought about it much. I just know it probably wouldn't be in Colombia because it's just inefficient, you know. Like, it's super far, super expensive to get places. There's not a lot of tournaments around there, and I love my city. I love Colombia, but I think if I'm trying to think about like professionally, the best thing to do would be stay either in the US or in Europe.
Got it. One question I just actually thought of was, did it get to you, or does it get to you when you see the other fellow college squash players who are making waves through the rankings, or are you just like, my time will come when I like decide to be more active?
I definitely, like, as I told you, I'm a huge squash fan. I know exactly how people move in the rankings. I love stats. Like, that's when the finance part of Matias comes out, and I'm just all about stats, like how far I'm going to get of the ranking, how far I'm going to go down if I don't play this. I love all the calculations and everything, and it doesn't really get to me because I know if I keep working the way I'm working, I probably will be getting a chance to get up there. But it definitely hits me when I see people that are like super close to me getting up there. I'm like, damn, like I should be working harder. You know, it actually kind of helps me because it just encourages me to like keep working hard. So if I see someone super close to me do it, it gives me a reason to do it. You know, it's like, if he could, why couldn't I? You know,
right? Totally fair.
But also, like, most of them, like, the guys that are coming up right now that are super close to me, like Ali or Marwan, especially Ali, because he's already like top 80, I think. Seeing him obviously makes me super proud because I know his dream is the same as mine. You know, we're both like kids that love a sport.
Yeah.
But it definitely just encourages me. It tells me exactly what I want to do after college. Like, it's just definitely my passion.
That's awesome. I mean, I'm excited to see you in the professional circuit. It's really cool to, not only see a college squash player, but like seeing different international backgrounds. So I'm going to move into the quick fire segment now. I'm just going to ask you a bunch of questions and see how you think.
Sounds good.
All right. So we're going to start with the first one. I feel like I already know the answer to this one, but here we go. If you're 10-0 down in the fifth game, do you go for it or you play it out?
100% go for it.
Yeah, I thought you'd go for it.
Getting bageled. I hate thinking about the idea of getting bageled, so I start freaking out. And it happened like twice in like 4 months that I was 10-0 down. I was 10-0 down, and I won both points, and I was just incredibly happy I didn't get bageled.
You just went for it for both times?
No, I was actually pretty lucky. The first time was against Nathan Lake. I was having the match of my life. I played insanely well. The match was like 1-all, 9-8, or like something like that. 1-all, 8-all, super tight. As soon as he won the third, I was out. Like, and then the fourth game, he was 10-0 up, and then I was just freaking out since he was like 8-0. I'm like, no, don't get bageled, don't get bageled, don't get bageled. 10-0, he serves long point and he hits a 10, and I almost looked back at him and I was like, oh, thanks, dude.
Wait, so another question I have then, are you the type of person, if you're 10-0 up, are you going to hit the 10 for your opponent, or are you going for it?
I'm going for it, 100%. I mean, I just think about it in like a professional way. You know, like the best outcome I can get out of this is get a bagel and get in his head. You know, if I bagel the first game, I know the second game is not going to be fun for him. You know.
Oh, so yeah.
If it's obviously if it's not if it's in like a friendly match or something, but if it's in competition, 100%, because it gives you an edge over someone. You know, getting bageled is definitely the worst thing that can happen to your mind. So if I get the chance and I do it, I know I'm going to have it the next game.
Sure is. Well, that does. I'm definitely not going to ever play you. We're not going to make that happen. But next question is, what are your thoughts on best of 3?
I mean, I love it. I think it could make the game really interesting. Not as physical sometimes, because there's some matches that are just going like brutally physical. Mm-hmm. If you go on like a hot court with a bouncy ball, games can go on for days, you know. And if you have a best of 3 with a low 10, every point becomes way more like there's more stake on each point, you know. So every point is more valuable, and it actually like changes the game a little bit, in my opinion. But I would personally love it.
And you're a big fan of the low 10.
I love the low 10.
So
of course.
Has college squash been a little bit frustrating for you?
I got used to it, you know, because I never got the chance to play in the low 10 that much, because I've only played like 6 or 7 PSAs, I think, or 8. Mm-hmm. And only like 3 of them were in low 10, or like 4 of them were in low 10. So it was actually a huge difference. I felt like lost. Sometimes were some shots that I just didn't think could be played, especially because I'm tall, and then someone would like just play cross-court drop, like kind of a fast cross-court drop, and I would just be nowhere near. And I'm like, damn, that's the 2 inches I got to account for when the pin changes. But I'm a huge fan, because I love shooting, I love going for shots, and obviously having the low 10 gives you more chance of making them.
Also, how tall are you? 6'3"?
6'2", yeah.
6'3". You're definitely, I think, the tallest player I've had so far on this podcast. Do you like being tall?
I like it. I mean, obviously everything has its advantages. Mm-hmm. I'm definitely long, so I can reach a lot of balls. But obviously, like, it hurts. Like when people play me in a lot of like hard low shots, my back gets super it's tired. So it's like I can volley a lot, which is good. But then I have to like obviously go way lower. So everything has its like advantages, you know.
Yeah, I remember Marwan was saying like just when I thought he wasn't going to get it, somehow he's there and he got it.
Just because I'm long and I hate losing. So
yeah, those are the 2 things needed. Yeah, but this is a good one for you. What are your thoughts on doubles?
I absolutely love it. Softball.
Do you think it should be incorporated more in tournaments as well?
100%. I think it should be part of college squash too, but it's never going to happen.
That would be so much fun.
I've been such a big fan of doubles. I started playing doubles when I was like 9 or 10 years old. I started at the same time as like singles, and I've always played obviously softball, because hardball, like I've never seen a hardball court in a country that's not in the US. Mm-hmm. But softball with the white court and the low tin is just, you know, the lower the tin, the happier I am. So yeah, I played like South Americans. I played Pan Am since I was very young. I've played multiple events and doubles, and I just absolutely love it. And I would love to see the college squash incorporating like same system as tennis, where they have 2 doubles matches and 6 singles. Mm-hmm. I think that could make it a lot of fun. But then obviously every venue would need a doubles court. It would be a lot of like stuff. So I know it's never going to happen, but it'd be kind of nice.
So give us the biggest advice for being a good doubles player. What is needed to be good at doubles?
Use the middle. Like, just understand how you need to play shots to spots where you usually don't hit when you're playing singles. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a lot about hitting to your opponent's feet. A lot of like trying to catch them off guard. Like, and it's all about combos, you know. So you try to get someone to front, so then you can attack them to the body. So then they give you a free shot, so then you can attack, you know? So it's a lot about combos, using the middle and that, but it's just so much fun and such a different like style than singles. It's awesome.
Yeah. And if you could pick one partner for your double, who would you pick?
100% Ronald from Colombia.
Okay.
I love Juan Jose, obviously. We won the Pan Ams. But Ronald is literally like, we were brought up together. We started playing together. We got each other up to where the point we are. We won Pan Ams under 19, and we are actually playing World Doubles this year together.
Oh shit! So are you guys going to be the tallest duo out there?
I think Australia's pretty tall. Pilly's even taller than me. So, but yeah, no, 100% Ronald. Like we've been playing for so long and we know each other so well that we have like a team chemistry that's like unmatched, and we got to give it a chance this year for the first time.
Oh, that's awesome.
Chance that's representing Colombia in like adult event. So we're just super excited for it and hoping for the best.
And are you taking the backhand side?
No chance. I'm going forehand all day.
Gotcha.
Ronald is extremely good at in the backhand. It's insane how good he is. And our game styles match up really, really well because he's a super steady player. He's tricky, but he like covers the court really well. He's just as tall as me.
Yeah.
But he covers the court so well, and that allows me to have a little bit more freedom with my shots, so I can attack and feel more comfortable. So it actually works out quite well.
Oh, that's awesome. And when is this doubles championships
in April?
Happening? Oh, so that's coming up, dude.
Yeah, World Doubles Championship. We're excited.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. Are you a more solo person, or you like practicing groups more?
Groups, 100%.
Gotcha.
I love and playing. I don't like routines that much. I like going in and
straight match play.
I like options. You know, I like options. If you give me straight drives 5 minutes, I hate it. But if it's straight drives with a drop and counting points, I'm 100% in for
it. Always got to count them points.
It's always got to count the points.
It's always competition.
and options. And I need options. Like I can't just have one shot to play. I need options.
What are your thoughts on commentators for squash?
I mean, obviously it's really, I think in other sports are a little bit more like settled on the commentating. I think squash is still like trying to like find its like commentating style. Obviously we have PJ and Joey that do a great job, but then they do a lot of stuff like just the nicknaming players with like right now I think everyone has a nickname. I hope I have a nickname soon. But I think we should try to get like more people to comment, you know, like try to
different people to come in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like, retired players. Try to get like the most like charismatic people that bring just enjoyment to squash. You know, like just that like spark we need. Because obviously, like if we do the same thing all the time, nothing's gonna change. You know, and we need to grow the sport somehow. So I would like love to see PJ and Joey have someone else for like a match. Just to have, I don't know, someone like a John White, imagine, and go in and like comment and like just switch it up a little bit to make it a little more interesting.
Do you have people in mind that you're thinking of that should be commentating?
Not really. I just think people that are like charismatic and like outgoing should commentate, you know, because they don't like. I feel you would do a great job commentating, to be honest. But it should be people with the same like style, you know, that love like they're good at talking, they're good at expressing themselves, and love the game as much as we do, you know.
Right.
But yeah,
would you be interested?
I would like to. I mean, I've never commented in my life. I don't know if I'm good or bad at it. I would give it a go.
Yeah.
Like I love the sport so much that I would give it a go, you know. But yeah, I just want the sport to grow, you know. I think that's what we all want.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair. And like I think with the recent Houston Open, we got to hear Chris Gordon back on. I think he's incredible. I think he should be given.
I didn't listen to that.
He did it back in the day, and then I think he stopped. I think he did it back in like 2013 when he was injured a little. I think he's great at commentating. But I just think, I agree with you. You know, I mean, it'd be cool to hear like, hey, today joining us is Matias.
Exactly.
As a fan, you'd be like, holy shit, we get to hear Matias' input on this match.
Exactly. And then like trying to think about stuff that can grow the sport, and I think that's one of them. So
yeah. Speaking of growing the sport, what are your thoughts on the nicknames?
Some of them I love because I think they're deserved. Some of them I think they like pushed it a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Because like you have people like Miguel, like the Cannonball, you know, fits so well. Like the guy is a cannonball, you know. Exactly. Yeah. Or like Borja Golan El Toro from Spain, you know?
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense. The Beast. But then there are some others that are just like, let me think, like Shubini, I think, with like Warrior Princess. I'm just like, it feels like a little bit.
It's like a Mario Kart character name.
Exactly, like not a nickname, just like earned, you know, like the Viper.
Yeah,
earned. It's like something you can relate to, you know. But there's some others like I can't even remember, like a Superman Paul. I like definitely, but some others are just like it feels a little bit just like they want everyone to have one, you know.
Yeah,
but it's not really like that earned. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, but I think.
Yeah, and as you mentioned earlier, it's these days it's like, all right, you're coming up, we got to get you a nickname now.
Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
how
Like,
that's how it works.
Like, there are a lot of them that actually like when Nora Gohart Terminator. That's that's her game style, you know. Like she whacks the ball, she does a great job, and she earned it.
And when she's on court, she's an absolute Terminator. No emotion.
Exactly, no emotion, just business. 3-0 99% of the time, and you're out. You know, but yeah, I feel like the nickname should be a little bit more like earned. You know.
Yeah. Have your teammates given you a nickname?
Not really.
No, they better hop on.
We've actually joked about this. Because we've talked like every time we like watch the commentating and like what would be our nicknames, and then we just start like everyone just starts giving each other nicknames. So obviously we just do it for fun.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on like coaching post career? Is that something you're interested in?
I'm open to it. I love squash. You know, like I love watching squash. I love playing squash. I love coaching squash. I'm definitely more driven to play, and I've always been. But I've had some coaching experiences, and I don't hate it. You know, like I find some joy like getting people to play the sport. You know, it's all about growing the sport. That's why I told you, like I love the sport so much that I would try to grow it. And if I get kids to play and be good and like grow the sport, I'm happy. You know, but it's not really in my plans, but I'm open to it.
Gotcha. All right. Most underrated player on tour.
Underrated player on tour, Mazen Hisham, my favorite player.
Checks out. Most overrated player on tour.
Overrated. Damn, I can't really think about an overrated player. I think we don't have that many players, to be honest, to like have someone overrated. You know, like everyone that's up there is because they deserve it. You know.
Okay, that's fair.
Like in squash, you don't really get a chance to get up there if you don't really deserve it. You know, so.
Okay, how about one player that you hate playing against?
Oh, it's an easy one. Ali Hussein.
What about his game? Is it just the playing style?
Yeah, just the playing style. Like we've because with some other people you can like actually like work a little more. You know, like you can like play some combos that could work and actually like damage them. Ali just cannot stop. It's insane.
Yeah,
he is insanely fast. Insane. Like his fitness is insane, and you just know. He's so strong mentally that you just know from the moment you're starting to play that it's going to be gross, and you're going to have to suffer to win this match.
Yeah,
so,
it was.
Definitely.
I went to high school with him, and I was playing 2, he was playing 1, and I remember one time, I was getting my ass kicked every time. I was like, "Hey, Ali, like want to become like a better squash player? Like, what the fuck do I do? Like." Tell me. And then he was like, Sean, it's like really simple, man. So you just do what I do. And then he just like proceeds to hop on the treadmill, like put it on like 5 inclines, starts running for like an hour. And I was like, dude, I'm not running like that. Like I'm not built for that. And then he's like, Sean, you'll never be a good squash player. And I was like,
and he doesn't give you anything. Like he opens the court a little bit. He's like a little random hit shots. He's not as like structured as like a Marwan or like an Omar or like an Ali Abou. But he just gets the shots constantly, and he like puts a lot of pleasure in each shot for a stupid amount of time. So with other people, you can kind of like work the ball a little more and like sneak some points in. With this guy, he doesn't give you anything, you know.
Yeah. He's a tough one.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to move into a little different types of questions now. So, Matias, you're shipwrecked on an island. All your basics are covered. What are the 2 things you bring with you?
Islands, all right. Ooh, that's a tough question. A soccer ball, 100%.
Okay, soccer ball.
I don't have to account for food, do I?
Yeah, those are basics. Basics are covered.
All right, basically. So a soccer ball, and I mean, I can't really say a squash court because it's possible. So
whole glass court.
Probably a friend, so I can play with him with the soccer ball.
Okay,
I spend a lot of time like juggling. I love it.
Yeah. If you had to change your name, what would it be, and why would it be that name?
I think I wouldn't change my name, to be honest.
Yeah, you do have a pretty badass name.
My name is like From Colombia, like I'm used to like no one having a like name even close to mine, you know. Because in Colombia, really no one's last name is gonna be Knudsen, you know. So,
is there a meaning to your name?
not really. Well, like technically in Danish, it's the son of Knud,
Oh,
but
okay.
my dad's name is not Knud, so it's like someone like a decent amount of people in my family were named Knut back in the day from my Danish family, but the only like both my parents are from Colombia, born and raised. My grandfather, my dad's father, he was from Denmark, so that's how I got the citizenship. Because my dad is legally Danish as well.
Yeah.
But he was born and raised in Colombia, and then I was born and raised in Colombia. But since he's legally Danish, I am legally Danish, you know.
Oh, okay.
And that's why I had to move to Denmark after I graduated high school. So
how long did you have to live there to get the citizenship?
3.5 months.
Gotcha.
And I think I spent like a month and a half because I went to any tournament I could. I went to Spanish Junior Open, Romanian Junior Open, Norwegian Junior Open, Luxembourg Junior Open. I went to a squash camp in Paraguay. I went to Sweden. I went everywhere.
And to which you knew all the draws front to back.
And all of them I knew. Every single person I knew the draw, you know.
Okay, next question is, if you knew tomorrow was your last day to live, what would you do, and what would be your last meal?
Tomorrow, do I get the whole day tomorrow, right?
Got the whole day, yeah.
All right, I definitely play squash in the afternoon because squash is not meant to be played in the morning. I have a nice steak.
Yeah.
For lunch.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a drink paired with that?
With the steak, yeah, Coke, 100%.
Yeah.
Then I would go join a pickup soccer game. I'm saying it as if I lived in the US. I would join a pickup soccer game, and then I would probably come back and find people to pregame with to go to a Latin bar and party till my days are over.
Pretty solid day. A lot of calories burned in that day.
Definitely.
Okay. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with these like dark, life-threatening questions, but one more for you is, so if a plane is crashing, your plane is crashing, what are the last two words you'd say?
2 words.
2 words. And you know this plane's going down right now.
I mean, definitely going to sound scripted, but I'd probably call my parents and say goodbye. You know?
Okay, that's a good one. I picked up this question because I was like listening to this other podcast, and then this guy was just saying I'd probably say something on the lines of, you know.
I mean, I would probably wouldn't be as polite if I was in that situation. I'd probably.
Oh yeah, this guy was saying like he'd just jump up and say, "Told you," just to screw with everyone's head.
Oh damn, that's a good one.
Now everyone's thinking, "Oh fuck!" Like he knew that the plane was going to crash. But yeah, now I'm thinking like, okay, if the plane is crashing, that's what I'm gonna say. But okay, next question is best and worst purchase you've made.
That's actually hilarious that you ask that because I've gotten a lot of shit from my teammates. Because we have a good saying when we're about to spend something, like spend on something, and we always, to justify the purchase, we say, "Oh, I have spent X amount of dollars worse than that," you know. So if I want, just for example, I'm trying to get a coffee in Starbucks. It's $5 or something. It's expensive. I'm like, I've spent $5 worth. You know, that's a constant argument in my team, especially in my household.
Yeah,
I managed to have the ultimate bad purchase where I can't top it. I lost the argument. We went to play we went paintballing.
Oh, that's fun.
Not too long ago as a group, but we didn't really know how it worked, and we didn't know we had to join like the public. You know, it was not a private party where we could like fight against each other. We were joining like the tryhards. You know, people with their own guns, people with like a crazy amount of bullets.
We're obsessed with this, yeah.
Exactly, like obsessed with paintball, and then us just there with the shitty ass goggles, like super foggy. And then when we were getting everything, I bought a paint grenade. I was offered a paint grenade for $7, and I was like, you know what, this could be really fun if I throw it at one of my teammates and I just get him out. You know?
Yeah.
So I bought the paint grenade. I spent $7 on it. Lil didn't know it was going to be the worst purchase ever done. But then, all right, we get out there and we get told that we're going with randoms,
Mm-hmm.
So I start freaking out because obviously, like, I'm not, like, none of us are that good at paintball. We don't want to get shredded by these people. And we go, we play the first round. I keep my grenade. I don't throw it. Second round, I keep my grenade. I don't throw it. Third round, we're there, and it was like a you hit, you get eliminated,
Mm-hmm.
But it was a really big course, like it looked full of like plants and everything. You could like hide. We only had like 90 bullets. Everyone else had like hundreds and hundreds. We had like 90. I started shooting. I'm not even sure if I hit anyone. I didn't get hit or anything, and then my teammate just told me like, "Oh, like where's your grenade?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, my grenade." I pull it out, and I'm like, "All right." I'm gonna like, who should I throw it at? Like, I don't see anyone. I was like, no, just throw it over there. It'll like splash or something. And then I saw someone, but the guy got hit, so he left. And then I just threw it. I never saw it fall down. I never saw it hit anyone. I never saw it drop any paint. It was just the most underwhelming experience I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, no, I'd imagine if you get a paint grenade, you'd expect a fiasco, but.
Yeah, paint grenade. I like saw it and someone splashed everyone. Oh, that's sick. No, I never saw it land. I never saw it splash. That grenade's probably sitting in a bush still.
Oh, it's too funny.
And that's the ultimate bad purchase. And I get a lot of shit from it because every time I lost the argument. I'm like, oh, I've spent worst $7 in this. And I'm like, yeah, you have. Like, I can tell you one thing: you have spent $7 worth.
That's so good. That's so funny.
And then for the best purchase. Probably the speaker in my house at the moment.
You guys got a massive one?
Massive speaker. We went out freshman year. Mm-hmm. We've had it for 4 years. We went to Best Buy one day when we were here. Or like, I don't know, maybe sophomore year. I can't really remember.
Mm-hmm.
And we just went to Best Buy because we needed some stuff. We were trying to get a speaker or something. We're linking up the boom speakers, which are like pretty loud. And we find a way to link them up and everything. It was sick. And then stuff just escalated real quick. When you buy things by 4, everything's cheap. Yeah. So we were like started like progressing and like pressing all these like speakers in Best Buy, and then we got to the biggest one, and it was actually on sale.
As one does.
Yeah, and then it was actually on sale, and they were like, "Yeah, this is usually $400 and something, but today because of Black Friday, it's at like $270."
Oh.
And then we all looked at each other like, "All right, boys, yeah," and then we got the speaker. And then it was such a good purchase that the class behind us when they got here, they went and got the same speaker. And now we can link them up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Holy shit.
So, yeah, that's probably the best purchase we've had.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay. I'm going to transition into some Instagram questions I got to wrap it up here. Let's see what we got here. So someone asked, why does he drink so much milk? Want to give some context to this one?
I have no idea who asked that, but it's probably one of my closest friends because I can't think of people just randomly knowing that.
Yeah, I think it is.
I think it's just cultural because like back home, I used to drink a lot of milk. I've always drank a lot of milk.
Is it like Colombian culture or Danish culture?
No, Colombian. No, I have nothing with the Danish culture. Like I'm 100% Colombian. I was born and raised in Spanish and everything. Like I barely speak any words in Danish. But yeah,
Vargas, I think, asked this question.
Oh,
yeah.
Actually, it's also because I love cereal, and I eat a lot of cereal. So
yeah. Another person asked, what needs to happen for more South Americans to come play in college?
I think it's just better marketing by the federations.
Do you think they're encouraging you guys to stay in Colombia and go pro right away?
Yeah, but I think we need the players to get players to stay. We don't have players, so we need a reason to get the players, and a great reason would be you get a scholarship and your education paid for if you play the sport.
Yeah.
I think that's a great way to find kids because that's what the parents want, and if the parents want it, the kids probably will like it as well. And if the kids like it, they become good, and then they take their own decisions when they're 16, 17, 18, if they want to go pro or go to college. But I think it's just a great way to just get people, because right now we only have like 200, 300 people playing squash in Colombia.
Oh. I mean, that's crazy how many good players you guys are producing, man. It's unbelievable.
Right now we're at a high, of course. Like obviously we have Miguel.
Yeah.
But after Miguel, there's like a good generation that's coming up, and we're really excited, because if we keep going like we're going, we're gonna have a solid team.
Yeah. Another question is Drexel stacking the 1 and 2 spot?
That's a tough question. Drexel is not stacking the 1 and 2 spot. Lucas, actually, you remember when you asked me about the players that I struggle playing the most?
Mm-hmm.
I said Ali Hussein because he's not my teammate.
Mm-hmm.
But Lucas is right up there with him. And for a completely different reason. Like, he's one of my best friends, of course. He's extremely close to me. And he knows my game to a different level. I tried tricking him. He's already there. I do a top spin. He calls a stroke. He knows exactly how to get me pissed. And I haven't been able to beat him in a challenge match. Like, he's won fairly every time. But people have asked me this, I think, why don't you beat him? I'm like, well, I don't know. Like, I just haven't beaten him. Like, he's...
Leave me alone.
You know? Like, if you ask me that, I go, why haven't you beaten him? Like, well, I just haven't beaten him, you know? He's really good. The game style works against me. He's an extremely talented player. And he
is a great player.
And when he wants to play squash, he can beat a lot of people, you know? He just needs that momentum with him. He needs to be in, like, a groove.
Another question is Matias single?
Matias is single.
It's good to know, everyone out there. Whoever asked that question. And okay, so earlier I said about the whole your background thing was someone asked what's his other half, Danish or something, and what made him choose to represent Colombia instead. I think that's been kind of answered throughout this interview.
Yeah, pretty much.
Born and raised in Colombia. I'm pretty sure this is one of your teammates, but he asked, can you please tell us a little bit more about your spin management classes? You want to give us some background about it?
Yeah, so that joke actually came with the coach Dylan Cunningham, because I've actually gotten a lot of people from Drexel to try to play the top spin shot I play, and some of them have succeeded, some of them have not, some of them have failed terribly, and so the coach one day came to me and he started saying you should set up a spin management class and have 3 different cards, 101, 102, and 325, and then the joke just kept progressing, you know, and I was like, I get my TA, so I would call my TA Juan Jose, the 15-year-old guy from Colombia, because he's actually one of the only ones that can do it. So he'll be my TA for this class. I'm going to be teaching the advanced course at 350, and then the joke just kept progressing in the team, and now everyone just knows about the joke, you know?
Oh, that's too funny. That's so good. I mean, people got to start utilizing more of this topspin you got. It's
you need to use the spin.
Yeah. If you guys haven't seen it, you should check it out. It's on... You got a couple posts, right, on your Instagram?
Yeah, I have it on Instagram.
If anyone's tuning into this, go check out his Instagram and see it for yourself, because it's unbelievable. But yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up there, folks, with the Instagram questions. Sorry if I couldn't get to yours, but thank you to Matias for joining in.
No, thank you very much. I absolutely love this idea of the new podcast. Again, it's I love it, you know?